Yes, guilt is there. But do you know one thing that's never killed anybody before?
Guilt.
It's guilt. I mean, guilt. I mean,
There's this unspoken expectation that the first person to make it in a family should kind of be the safety net and carry everybody along. I don't know if that is really true for everybody, but in our last episode, we talked about setting financial boundaries and who comes first when money is tight. We're talking about having this hooligan kind of sibling, and Ike was the hooligan brother. And how long do you continue to support them? We had a little bit of conversation, we had varying views. You can check this video here for that. But we're taking it further right now. We want to know, when you are the first person to make it in the family, is it your responsibility to bring the rest of the family on? What do you guys think? I'm with Ike and Uche. So I want to start with Uche this time around. You see my G, how far? If only you don't make
I
up for your family.
day, my man. How you doing now? What's up? What's up with you?
I'm all right. You get money now, and even though say no be only you get money for your family, but assuming you are the only one who has money in your family, um, do you think that it is your responsibility to make sure the rest of the family is doing well?
So I'm the only one that made money in my family, and the rest are not doing well.
Not like make money, oh, but like the only person we see road, we see front, like the only person
Okay.
who is seeing daily bread or above average. You get what I
Yeah,
mean? Like the rest are still in the village.
yeah. I mean, guys, honestly, I'm a very family-oriented person. Whenever it comes to family, nuclear family, I don't joke with them. I feel like it's my responsibility, especially when I understand using my own current family setting, even though I know that we are all good, but I feel like it's my responsibility to make sure that my brothers, my sisters, they are okay. I will support them in the best way I can. And I will just make sure that they are good. If they not be weary, let me use that word. But if they are good, I will support them. Definitely I will.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. As I want to add a different layer, but sorry, I'm laughing. They don't take lights from Ojo's side. I I said this has to be in the episode.
Yeah, I post my video, honest. I don't post my video now.
No,
But
this has to be in the
No, I,
episode.
I just post I just post it after the laugh.
Oh my god. No, okay. No, but this has to
After,
be in Sha.
okay, let me start again.
you
Anyways,
guys, you guys should continue talking.
No, this
okay,
has to
what
be in the
happened?
episode. Um, OJ, but you can't. Oh, you're going to go on, Jen, I see. Um, yes. So the layer that we're going to add. At what point? At what point would you say no?
When I would say no, it depends as well. It depends if my family, if they are not trying to better their life, if they're just expecting me to spend money on them without any clear life plan. So before, I would try to like ask, each of them, what do you want to achieve? If you want to go to school, if you want to open a business. Because the truth is this, Paddy, I'm a strong believer that if everyone is good in your family, there will not be any animosities or jealousy, and you guys will always live together happily. It's very sad that one person is the only one that is able to do things, and the whole family depends on him or her. So I genuinely would support them, hoping that whatever they are doing, they succeed in it.
I just want you to know what point would you say no? And you said if the person doesn't have a clear goal.
Yes, if there's no clear goal, if I feel like I'm being extorted from, if I don't think that whatever I'm putting for example, let's say one of my family members is not educated and I put them in school, and I realize that they are not even going to school, like they are not attending uni, they don't want to go to school. It's not really what they want to achieve. Even though I asked them previously what they want to achieve, and they said they would like to study in uni, then I supported them in that, and they're not, trying to achieve that goal. Then what can I do? To be fair, in this life, I think every person have what they want to achieve. Some people are more ambitious than the other. My role as a brother is to always, or as a brother, is to just do what I can do. But if you are not willing to do your best, I cannot change you for who you are. and I will not be wasting my money on you.
So, Ike, before you jump in, want to be sure that we understand what we are talking about, because in a family of say 3 or 4, I want to bring it back to how our Nigerian movies look like. In a family of 3 or 4 people, say 4 kids, 2 parents, they finally send you to Lagos to go and hustle. And you now reach Lagos, and you remember you guys are poor in the village, so you're staying in a mud house or thatch house or something like that. And you get to the city and finally find some feet. They've settled you from your boy, and you have from your apprenticeship basically, and you have started your own shop, but it's still very minimal. You don't have a lot of stuff there, but you spent 5 years already in Lagos, and then your family has been in the village for what, that 5 years, still doing bad. You're the first person to see the light. How much? Remember that things are tight. You're just starting your business. You need to turn over and invest back that stuff in your business. Do you bring your other brother out to Lagos at the cost of you investing in your business? Do you open a bigger shop for your mother in the village instead of putting more stuff in your shop? That type of scenario, not exactly this anyway. You can modify it however you want.
Yeah.
But this type of situation where the resources are not just there and abundant and you are just spending. No. And remember that you love this family people. What's the ideal way to deal with situations like this?
I'm actually glad I give that scenario, because that just helped me put things in perspective, right? For me, my answer is going to be short. It will depend on my of the size of my own shop. So I've done boy for 5 years, and now my guy have settled me with some money in my own shop. The only way I can articulate how I would draw the line is if I'm the only one in that shop, if I'm the only one that is needed to be there to run the shop from morning to night, day in, day out, my siblings will wait for me in the village for me to grow. But if at any point I'm like, okay, I need someone to help me in this shop, I need a secretary even, instead of going out to hire a secretary, I'll bring my brother from the village to come and join me.
You never reach where you go hire secretary. You are at the point where one extra person would actually cause something to be a little more difficult for you. What I'm saying is absorbing that extra difficulty, what's bringing your family member maybe to Lagos or sending them money.
They say that person we should know when like the pay now. You get, so for me, I draw the line at if I don't need one person, I would not bring one person. I will still keep sending money back home as I've been doing all this while. Just enough to keep everyone to get everyone by. You get.
Okay.
I will not be investing in them when I don't even have enough to invest in myself yet. When I get to that point of hiring somebody, instead of hiring someone external, that's when I'll bring my family from the village. Until then, only me could do Lagos. I go see the same money back home. If I'm making more money, I can increase what I'm sending back home. If normally I send 20K a month, I'll be sending 35 or 40. The more I make.
But because I get this, because it actually makes more sense for you to stand first so that other people can have a shoulder to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the logic says. Okay, so you have to stand first before you get other people that have a shoulder to stand on. But then for certain type of families, these things come with guilt. Because personally, for me, all things being equal, I would say no. You suffered for 20 years. An extra 5 years of suffering will not kill you. Let me use these 5 years and build out something for the rest of you to actually come to, or at least slowly, instead of me just dragging myself down because I'm trying to help everybody at once. Makes a lot of sense. And that's the same thing we used to say. But then there is this guilt that usually comes with it. Your mama day for village, they suffer. You dey beer parlor, they drink 2 bottles. Is the guilt, is it okay to feel guilty even though you know that once you need to go out and go and enjoy yourself, even though that your people are suffering in the village? Like, 1 bottle will not kill you. That guilt, is there a way to deal with it? Or would you even feel guilty first of all, even though you know what you're doing is right?
Of course, now there's always like we talked about a black tax in some
Yeah.
episodes ago. There's always that guilt that comes with it. You get for me, it's easy to just yes, guilt is there. But do you know one thing that's never killed anybody before?
Guilt.
It's guilt. I mean, guilt have made people to do things
Is
to hurt
broken.
themselves. But guilt itself has not killed somebody before. So yes, I'll feel guilty, but I'll still drink my one bottle and life will go on. You get? But I'm not forgetting about them completely, if that makes sense. Right.
Okay. Okay. But
Yeah.
you said you send them to school. What if that person
Yeah.
doesn't want to go to school? The person actually needs you to make certain sacrifices. So you're in a
Like,
situation where you have a certain amount of money to grow your business, or to help your brother or to help your brother start his own. So let's say you have 5M, and that 5M, if you invest it into your business, it could significantly increase your output or your growth, or become a bigger player. But your brother who is not doing anything needs that money to actually start and stand on his feet. What does this type of scenario bring for you? Like, how would you tackle?
it's a very difficult scenario, OJ. So basically, my brother needs the money to start something, and I know if I invest the money, I would have a turnover. It depending on the time, the duration of the turnover. It can be ASAP, it can be in 5 months, it can be in 1 year, right?
But growth, regardless.
Yeah. The growth, okay, perfect. Um, when it comes to family, I feel like I do have a high level of compassion. So far as I have a business and he's doing well already, and my brother is struggling, he's not feeding, or maybe he's struggling financially. So far as I have something I'm doing and I'm able to, and he's giving me some money, I would focus more on my brother. Because even if I invest the 5 million in my business, we don't know when it's gonna grow. Is it gonna grow within 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months? We don't know. So I would rather prefer to sort my brother out than put the money in my business and then wait for a certain period of time that I don't even know when. And they say time is a precious thing in life, and the time is going for you to get this. Yeah.
If your brother come, what you cannot be sure that your brother that investment you're putting in your brother will yield fruit though.
Yeah, but the thing is, I have to, like I said, I have to trust my brother. I mean, it depends on who he is. If I feel like
He's a hooligan.
you and this hooligan, OJ,
When you tell like really good.
you like that hooligan. Anyways, if
Well,
it's whatever you
this
call it,
it seems like you're stuck. You think of your brain. Your brain the reason why
OJ, you want me to be stuck? I'm not really stuck. But the thing is, a hooligan, and I don't really have opinion on some certain things. Then I would try to look into the business he wants to start. I would like to look into the pros and the cons. If it's feasible, if it's viable, yeah. Or if it's viable and feasible, I will invest. If it's not, I will have to put the money in my business.
It's quite interesting to see us coming at this with different perspectives. I think that's the whole point of this
Yeah,
podcast.
that's the whole point of this. Yeah.
But yeah, Ufo is coming from the good side. Me, I'm just coming at it from the negative side.
How is that negative? Let me listen to your opinion.
No, but where
Negative side to it.
where ended up sort of aligned with what you were saying at the end, Ufo.
Yeah,
It's a numbers for me. It's a numbers thing, right?
yeah.
I'm a business owner. I know my ROI month to month. I know how much my business yield in profit. So if I tell you I want to invest this 5 million in my business, I have a clear sense of what that 500, what that 5 million will yield in terms of returns, and for how long it will take me to make that money back. Any business, any
But,
business, any business
but
owner
so
that doesn't have those numbers, even
remember
at
that.
estimate level,
But
No,
remember
my
the
brother is
question.
not doing anything now.
The question, no, the question was if you have a 5 million to invest in your business. In business, so let's be very honest. In business, you have an expected return for your ROI.
expected,
However, if
yes.
you're if you're investing extra 5 million in the business, it's actually a new structure, not a new structure, a new money you put into the
Make
business.
una
So
no overanalyze
you
this business.
don't even know how much you might be getting in return. Like you
You
don't even know
any
more
any
into
any business owner that doesn't know how much their investment will give them in their business by scaling is not a good
it.
business owner.
We
But
are
but
sorry.
you're not
Remember,
controlling the fight.
you're not doing a
You're
new
not
business. You are scaling your current
I
business.
want to stop both of you here. You guys are just going way off. Basically, what I am asking, let me be
Eh,
short.
I want to answer it with my own context now.
At
Okay, I will
what
not interrupt you,
point
Paddy.
does helping families start to delay personal progress? In real
At
terms,
in a mathematical term, at the point where my personal growth is significantly higher than their own growth. That's when
so you're,
that's when I'll prioritize me.
so you're a selfish person.
It's not about selfish person. It's about playing. It's about playing life well. Let me put it in a scenario. I have a business, right? That brings 10 M a month, right? If I
Mhm.
invest 10 M in a month, I can see my expected returns go up to 12 M a month.
Yeah.
So over how many months now? 12 times. Over 4 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, over 3.333 months,
Mm-hmm.
I would have made that 10 million investment back.
Uh-huh.
Everything at that point is now profit. Now, if I put that 3 million, if I put that $10 million in my brother's to give him to start
Business.
business, and
Mm.
for him, I don't have a track record of him doing a business. I'm literally taking a non-calculated risk with that 10 million.
Yes, you are.
So I am better off putting that 10 million in my business and in 3 months' time giving
You
him
give
back
him.
10 million.
Will you continue to now support your brother from your output? Will you be giving him money to feed, helping out with
Yes.
children's and stuff
So
like that?
for that 3 months that it take me to make back that 10 M's that I would have given to him in January, in that three
Mm.
months, I'll be sustaining his lifestyle. And then in March, in April, I'll have the same 10 million available for him just 4 months later. But now for me in my business, I'm making 3 million more every month moving forward. You see, like for me, I don't make decisions based on feelings. I always try to at least look at the value on both sides and then prioritize the one I think is best. If it would take me, for my estimates, if it would take me 10 years to make back that 10 million naira, of course I'll give it to my brother because I know he doesn't have 10 years to wait.
Okay, so basically for you, it's all about time.
Hmm.
But you also assuming it is a perfect world and that once you put it in your business, there are no, it will definitely happen like this. Yeah, there are scenarios that are like that. But then there are a lot of scenarios. Do you understand? There are a lot of
Yeah,
scenarios that are not perfect where you cannot calculate. So it is a zero sum game. You give it here, you lose it here. The question is now, you see,
yeah,
the question now is that it is a zero sum game. You
yeah,
give this guy here, once you give that your brother that money, you have lost it. Now, it is not guaranteed that he will use it well, but then there's a possibility. So, at what point does it, let's even say you've done it for him before, the first time was maybe they stole it, it wasn't his fault, everybody cried.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and, it's the second time. At what point do you maybe say, no, I will not do this for you? At what time do you become that wicked brother? Maybe to teach a lesson or something like that. Or do you continue to support?
At,
I be like an
when,
interviewer like this. I just interview now for radio station. Sorry,
but
go
anyways,
ahead.
OJ, thing is, whenever I feel like one, my goals are being affected, and also I feel like his goals is not being accomplished, then I sadly I would never want to stop on my brother. I will try not to stop, but if I consistently keep trying to figure out a way to support him, and I feel like it's not working, like there's no interest, there's no plan for he has no plan, and whatever I'm trying to do is not working with him, in the sense that he doesn't even want to work with me on the goals, and I feel like it's also affecting my own personal goals. I think it's sad, but I think I'll stop. I will stop. But I genuinely would not ever want to be in that situation where I will stop helping my brother.
Where you have to. You see, I think that at the end of the day, this is a very touchy topic, and
Yeah,
it's something that people face every day in their lives, where they have to make a decision between family and self.
Sorry,
You
I don't
know,
think the answer. I don't think we've answered the question. The question was not. The question was not. Would you stop? Is when would you stop? So it's the fact that you would stop. At what point do you draw the line?
So basically,
exactly.
why I didn't give you guys any time I'm going to draw the line is because
It's because there is
I
no real answer.
I don't ever think there'll be a line or time I'll draw the line.
Honestly.
He's
So
my brother, isn't it?
Exactly, and
a friend told me
It's,
something. He said, OJ, you give your bro, you know, your father gives you, okay, you are a father and you give your son 10 million to start a business, and he goes and he parties with the money and squanders the money. What will you do? Say the thing will vex me. The guy just took the word out of my mouth and said, OJ, you will give him another 10 million. Because why? You have 10 million and he is your son. So if he squanders that 10 million, you give him another 10 million and continue to
yeah.
eventually give him 10 million till the end of time, till you die or till there's no more 10 million to give. Because that
I think
at the end of the day, your son is your son. So I guess if you are asking me, at the end of the day, it will depend on the love you have for your brother and a little bit of mathematics, if we are being honest with ourselves. So, like I said, if the situation is easy to calculate, you make the calculation. If it is not, you just know how much guilt you can take when they guilt you, and just stick with your guts. Unless maybe you see you disagree with me, or anybody else, or even the viewers disagree with me. So if you disagree with me or with any of us, please go to the comment section and rant. Tell us why you disagree with us, what you would do in these situations, and if you have ever been in this type of situation. We really do want to hear what you have to say.